Welcome to Nisus Nation. I am your host, Jason. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star rating and review. It really helps us out, and it helps us to reach more listeners. Welcome back to Nisus Nation. We are here at the NPMA Pestworld 2025. Can you believe it? It's already 2025. That's crazy. Seems like it's only been yesterday since I started in Nisus, which literally, I mean, it's been a year. So it's crazy. So I have Jeff McGovern here with me, the Pest Coach. So I'm just going to turn it over to you. Just introduce yourself. Tell everyone a little bit about you.
Well, as he said, I'm Jeff McGovern, the Pest Coach. I've been in the industry since the early 1970s. I've been in it so long, we didn't actually measure anything. We did it by glugs. The man who trained me was superb at glugging chemical out of a concentrate bottle into a sprayer. That's how I learned. Then years later, we started measuring products. So it's been a long, long time. But you know what the cool thing is? The rats, the mice, the roaches, the bed bugs, and all the things we've ever dealt with have never changed. Because the products, the way they work, are fine, but Mother Nature always wins. All we do is fight a holding action. The rats, the mice, and the roaches, and everything else don't really care about our technological advances, so we have to stay ahead of them. It's not a matter of doing preventative pest control. It's a matter of doing proactive pest control.
Yeah, that's so true. So how did you get into the pest control industry?
Well, actually, I started out doing some part-time work for a small firm, long gone. And then my dear father saw an ad in the newspaper for a manager trainee for a very famous national company that has a red diamond on the door of the truck, and I had never heard of them at that time in northern Indiana. I went in and applied for a job. I can't believe they hired me, and here I am 50-some years later.
That's awesome. So I assume you've been to Pestworld numerous times.
Yes, I have.
So how many times have you been to Pestworld?
Honestly, I have no idea because it's been many years. In fact, the products we used back then were far more dangerous than what we're using now. I'll put it that way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So speaking of that, so I am fairly new to the pest industry. So what was it like the chemicals and stuff that we were using? Because you said they were very dangerous back then.
Well, yeah. In other words, there were a lot more precautions that had to be taken. They were far more lethal to us. But everything is in its time. I mean, at the time we were using those products, we thought they were the best available. But thank God for technology and moving things forward. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. And the fact of the matter is, we still worked back then with treating cracks and crevices because that's where we learned to treat for insects. We had liquid products, we had dust products, we had rodent bait products. So all those things were in existence. They've changed the way they're formulated now, but it's pretty much the same. I mean, I go into a customer's home or a commercial operation and they're afraid of the insect problem. Now, for a home, people are scared for their children and for their pets. Well, a commercial account, maybe a restaurant, they're afraid of their customers seeing something and not coming back. So it's always a fear thing. The best pest control operators are people that say, I've got this. I'm going to give you peace of mind. Don't worry about pests. I got this. And that's never changed. The most successful people out there give peace of mind to their clients and take on that responsibility for them. It's still that way today.
Yeah, definitely. So that's one thing that I've talked about numerous times is pest control technicians are like unsung heroes. No one thinks about that, but I mean, they go in and they literally set people free from insects and disease that's going on in their house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the reality is the most important human component in all of pest control, and sometimes people get aggravated with me because I say this, it's not the customer. The person that has to be the happiest in our whole industry is the pest control technician, the lady or gentleman behind the wheel of that truck. If that person's happy and supported, we have a fabulous business and we can help people. But if we don't take care of that technician, the whole thing crashes.
Yeah, definitely. So, Pest Coach, can you tell me a little bit more about Why you're called the Pest Coach?
Well, that's kind of what happens when you don't have a master's degree or a PhD or something where you can put after your name letters. So years ago, people started calling me the Pest Coach, and it sounded reasonable, so I said, fine, I'll be the Pest Coach.
That's awesome. I love it. So I was just thinking, do you have any stories about anything really that stands out in your career that is just you think everyone should know about?
Those things happen almost every day.
Okay.
Because it's all a matter of, I get to interact with so much talent, and all I do is seriously, I coach people. The biggest thing for me is I've seen people take some of the things I've taught them and go on to such heights of success and taking care of their clients. That's where I get my reward from, is seeing somebody growing and being so expansive. There's a young man that I work with out of North Florida. We test a lot of equipment together, and I've known him since he started in the industry. His father-in-law was essentially pest control royalty. He married into the family. And what I love about working with him, he is the most hugged pest control operator I have ever seen. Because his customers know they can depend on him. Yeah. And there are people here visiting today that I've known for years, and that's exactly how they work with their customers. That's how it should be, because there's trust involved. Mm-hmm. I get my greatest reward from seeing people take a few simple things I've shown them and go to great height, because I can't do it myself. That's impossible. But I can work through some of these other people, and everybody's successful.
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah. So before we went on air, you started to say something about Nisus products. If you would, could you just go ahead and...
Not a problem. Yeah. Because on a personal basis, and from what I teach and when I do my classes, you have a product called Nibor D. And in places like Canada, it's called Timbor. Mm-hmm. That product is a baseline product and can help solve commercial roach problems better than anything else out there. Because you can use it as a dust, as a liquid, or as a foam. You can go into those facilities, and it's not a matter of, remember, I told you, it's not preventative. Nibor D Timbor is a proactive product, because we know in a lot of these restaurants, it's not an infestation issue. It is an introduction issue. Nibor D is waiting. And when they come into the facility and they hit that, we got them. Yeah. We're going to protect the client. But that product within your company is nothing short of phenomenal. And I wish more PMPs would just wake up, read the label on this stuff, and understand the capabilities. And there are people here today, they're doing commercial work that will tell you the same thing on how it's helped them.
Awesome. So what do you think about the next stage of the Nibor D, the Nibor D plus IGR? Have you used that?
Well, you always have to put the IGR in there. Now, if you put it with the IGR, that's fine, because it's one shot. But if you're using Nibor D, say the powder formulation with the 3 components you can mix it with, you always want to add an IGR. Generally, the one I recommend is Gentrol, because Gentrol is so volatile in an indoor space, it moves throughout the facility, and it enhances the way the Nibor D can work. When you're dealing with pest control issues, it's a matter of layers of intervention. So a layer of intervention would be the cleaning process. And when I teach classes, I talk about the 12 key factors. And they would be the resources that anything needs to become a pest. That's access, food, water, and harborage. A way in, something to eat, something to drink, and a place to live. As a professional, we do an assessment and evaluation, and we find these things by looking underneath, around, behind, and on top of. Then, how do we solve the pest issue? Well, we solve it through cleaning, sanitation, maintenance, and product rotation. Notice I didn't say spray, fog, bomb, bait, trap, and fumigate, because those things don't work well unless the cleaning, sanitation, maintenance, and product rotation are done properly. But when you have a product like Nibor D and you fold it into that, you've got multiple layers of intervention. The pest problem is introduced, you got them.
That's awesome. Well, gosh, is there anything else you would like to just tell the people about yourself, or recommendations, or your company, where they can find you?
Well, I'm easily found because I'm the Pest Coach, and I think I'm online quite a bit. I mean, I do have my little business card here. You can take a look at that. But I'm sure Nisus may even put a way to get a hold of me. But the fact of the matter is, the joy I get is helping people be successful. Your firm produces products that can help us get there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I would love to have you come back on. I will contact you, and we'll do a whole podcast.
Not a problem.
That would be great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Hey guys, it's Jason back here at MPMA Pestworld 2025, and we have Bobby Terry here. Bobby, will you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Bobby Terry. I own the Bug Lady in Austin, Texas, and I'm also the CEO and founder of Women in Pest Control. It's a Facebook group. We have over 1,700 members worldwide. We've had 5 conferences, working on our 6th, and I'm happy to say that Marty Keene with Nisus has always been a huge supporter of us, and she's my mentor, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know half the stuff I know.
Really, that is awesome. Marty is great. I love Marty. So tell me a little bit about being a woman in pest control. Like, have you faced any like obstacles you had to overcome? Because, you know, it's a male-dominated industry, but women are really taking over right now and becoming more. You see more PCTs out there in the field, and it's great to see. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I can. I've been probably fortunate in that part of it because I've always worked in male-dominated industries. But I've been in pest control for over 30 years. I didn't have a lot of problems, you know, facing with the guys or anything like that. But there are women that have had a lot of problems.
There's some stuff going on behind us here.
Sorry. But anyhow, and that's kind of what my Facebook group is all about. Is so women can talk freely about their problems and be able to talk about, you know, different things like that. So
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I am so excited that because I'm new to the pest control industry, and you know, like there's that stigma of, you know, it's mostly male, and I was shocked. And honestly, I was so happy to see that, you know, more women were out here doing things. Because my wife, she works, and she's not like the, you know, because you think of, you know, the typical stay-at-home mom and stuff like that, but I don't think that's a stigma that needs to be changed, because women are awesome and a crucial part to our industry.
And they are a crucial part to our industry. Nothing against the guys, but women seem to pay more attention to details and be more meticulous. And I mean, my old boss used to tell the guys, and they used to get so upset with me that I ran circles around them, and they should take lessons from me. But you know, and they didn't like it too well. But that's
trust
okay.
me, I would be lost without my wife to hold my hand sometimes. Like I am the worst speller, and always I'll text something. I'll like read this to make sure that everything's okay before I send this text. You know.
Well, with AI, the new AI technology, you don't even have to worry about that anymore. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation with a young lady that's in our group that she looks up to me and asks me questions about stuff, and she's having a problem with a guy, and that was what it's about, the spelling. And I told her, I said, well, just teach him how to do the chat GPT, and he can just speak into that. And she goes, you know what? That's really a good idea. Yeah. So I think she might implement that with him. I think it'd be awesome. So
that is awesome. Can you tell me a little bit more about like your career? Are you actually in the field doing pest control?
Yeah, I own my own company. I don't have any employees. I'm a solo operator. I started my company at the age of 60, and I'm now 72, and I'm still working every day. I get out there and do it all myself. I never really wanted to have employees, just for the simple fact that I wanted to make sure that my customers were taken care of the way I wanted them taken care of, plus I don't want the headaches.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But one of my best products that I use is Nyban. I absolutely love Nyban. When I'm doing the outside of my commercial customers, I have a lot of rodent stations. I always put the Nyban in my rodent stations, and I always put the Nyban in the landscaping areas. I actually have one account that's just a totally green account, and I'm using the Nyban in the landscaping areas, and I'm using Web Out as a threshold to keep the bugs from actually crawling into the thresholds.
Oh, really? Awesome. Yeah. So that's interesting. So would you say in your experience, that WebOut would work on more things than just spiders around that area?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. I have never had a call back from them.
Really?
And their biggest problem was the big American roaches.
Mm.
And since I've started doing the service, they haven't called me back not one time and haven't been seeing any of the big American roaches.
That is awesome, because this is the first time I've heard anyone using WebOut like that. That's amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
Marty Keene told me it was a good product for not just for spiders. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. And Marty, like I said, she knows. You know?
That woman knows everything.
Yeah, she does. She does. Yeah.
Like I said, she's my mentor. I mean, when I started out with Women in Pest Control and we came up to have our first conference, she actually came to some of our meetings and helped us with knowing what we can expect from the manufacturers and stuff, because she's been in the industry for so many years. So, like I said, if it hadn't been for her, I wouldn't know half the stuff I know.
Yeah.
On the manufacturing side. So,
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, and also too, I've turned to her many times when I've had a problem and I didn't know what the answer was with the pest problem. So yeah.
Yeah. So I have a question. I've been asking everyone this. Is there one instance or story or something that sticks out in your mind from your career that you would like to tell someone about? Like maybe you went into a horrible infestation and you cleaned it all out and helped the family, something along those lines.
Well, yeah, there was a family in a small town southwest of Austin, and I mean, it was just horrible. They had a roach infestation. They had I think 5 kids, and the kids all slept in a waterbed.
Oh.
Okay, and in the waterbeds had a lip around the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I got down and looked up underneath the lip, and it was solid with roaches.
Oh.
And that just broke my heart, because I know that these roaches were crawling on these kids at night. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, we got it cleaned up, and I tried to explain to them what they needed to do, and they took care of their part. I took care of my part. We got it all cleaned up, and they were good from then on. So
that's awesome, because that's one thing I've been telling people is, the pest control technicians, they're like the unsung hero. No one knows about, no one realizes what exactly you do and how actually you can set people free from the infestations and the disease-causing insects that are in there, and that's awesome. Yeah.
Right, yeah. That was my best story to tell about getting rid of the roach problem, the infestation, so they could live pest-free.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on. Also, I would like to have you come back on and do a full podcast if you would be willing, because I think there's a lot more we can unpack and talk about your career and just let people know more about women in pest control.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay,
I'd
great.
absolutely love to do
Awesome.
that. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Hey guys, it's Jason back here again. These are going to be some short segments. I guess you already realized that because this is the third one. Guys, we have Nanette, Roda, or Nanette?
Nanette.
Okay. Sorry. And she is here. She is also with Women in Pest Control. Just tell everyone a little bit about your company and what you do.
Okay, I'm Nanette Roda. I'm the owner of Praying Nantis Pest Control and the COO of Women in Pest Control. Back in 2021, when I went to a conference for the Women in Pest Control, I was working for Terminix in North Carolina, worked for them for 22 years, and I saw all this group of women coming together, and when you're in a male-dominated industry, you kind of feel alone out there, so there's a lot of things that you can't talk about with your male work, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so, you can't talk to them about how your heart's breaking and stuff when you see stuff in there because, you tear up because you don't want to be seen as weak.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I saw the conference, I met Bobby, and she had been encouraging me to start my own business. But I loved where I worked. And I knew how much of a difference we made, with Terminix. And so we worked for a franchise. So I worked for the Nimitz family in North Carolina. But But we, so I started my own company. My mother-in-law was going blind, and I worked the whole East Coast of North Carolina, and I could not be 5 hours away and help her. So we prayed about it, and I retired and started my own business in South Carolina, and it's been really amazing with the 22 years experience that I had to be able to implement. And one thing I want to say is about the conferences and stuff. So working at Terminix, I was limited to the chemicals and strategies and treatment protocols that they did. When I started going to the conferences and meeting people like Nisus and finding all the amazing products that was out there, I was blown away. That's why it's so important for you guys to do what you do, because so many of us starting out don't know anything about all these amazing products that are there, such as the Dominant. That's my favorite. Dominant is my favorite. It saved me.
Yeah.
It has saved me on some crazy ant jobs.
Yeah.
In Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we have some insane ants.
Yes, I've been to Myrtle Beach. I know. I've experienced ants there.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you real quick, because you talked about Dominant. Have you used the bait stations?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have. Okay, yes, I have, because we got samples at one of our conferences. Actually, I got the samples at the Women's Forum.
Okay.
Marty gave us some samples, and I actually had this $5 million house that I was working on, and I could not get the ants under control.
Yeah.
But I used one of the ant traps, and it absolutely helped. But I have seen some really cool stuff, and not to downplay anybody else's chemical, but just to tell you, so one of the chemicals I was exposed to when I was with Terminix and was told it was the best, and it's very good, was Max Force Quantum.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. But these crazy ants were not taking it. So I did my own test, and I recorded it and sent it to you guys, because I had the Dominant on one side and I had the Max Force here, and I had both things sitting there. And all of them were going to the Dominant.
Really?
And it's affordable. Oh my gosh, it's so affordable, and it works so well. We were able to take that major thousands and thousands of ant infestation along with some other products we use, but the gel we put in to the bait stations works so amazing. I have had a whole summer with no ant problems at that house. Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome.
It is my saving grace.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that. So I'll just tell you real quick about my experience with Dominant. So I love it, obviously, but the bait stations, because they are a newer product. So my kids, if you have kids, you know, their rooms are pigsties, and they leave food laying around, and ants just love kids' rooms, right? So take the bait stations, I can hide them, so the kids don't know they're there, but the ants do. Yeah. And I've really cleared up my ant problems by hiding those bait stations in the room. So that's just
it works
one story
so
for me.
good. Yeah, it works so great.
Yeah. Awesome. Is there anything else you would like to tell the people about what you do or your company?
Okay. Well, we are a faith-based company.
Oh, that's awesome.
We the name of my company, actually, I give all the credit to my husband, because I was going to be the bug lady, because for 22 years everybody called, hey, there's the bug lady.
Yeah.
But and he goes, Nanette, you need to be the praying Nantis with an N for my name, Nanette, because I pray for my customers. I pray for them, I pray with them, and now we pray on what bugs them. So we're the praying Nantis, but we do have a program that I just don't believe you can outgive God.
Yes.
So we have a program similar to what Noel and Ryan have, but it's called the Heart of the Bug Lady. We partner with kids shelters. We've got we partner with the hospice of Horry County, South Carolina, and so one of the things that I've seen, I've had to go in, when they're in their last stages of life and their family are coming in, and now they may have bed bugs, they may have roaches so bad, and the family's in there trying to spend that quality time with their family, and it's really hard because you have all these bad insects and stuff, and we do that pro bono. I just go in, we do it, it and we don't worry about it. And I'll tell you where that started. So when I worked with Terminex in North Carolina, they had a program called the Heart of Terminex. And they always send their managers out because, it was free, so we didn't make any money on it, so you wouldn't send your techs out. And as the branch manager in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina, they sent me on this job, and there was these little kids, and at the time, my grandbabies were the same age. And I went to this house, and this little girl comes to the door. She was probably maybe 6 or 7, comes to the door and wraps her arms around my legs and said, "Are you here to save us from the bugs?"
Oh my God.
And my heart, and I'm trying not to cry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yes, baby, I got you." And there was 3 daughters. The parent, and it was a lower income family, but the parents were working. They weren't home. There was a 6-year-old, a 16-year-old, and an 18-year-old. All 3 girls. The 18-year-old, I don't know if she had been in a wreck and was bedridden or what, but the 16-year-old was taking care of both the kids, and the house was totally infested with roaches. I spent 2 or 3 hours there vacuuming up roaches, if that tells you anything.
Oh my God.
And of course I come out to the car and I'm like hysterical, calling Terminex and telling them how much I love them and how proud I was to work for them. And that always resonated with me, the difference that we make in so many lives, because you see so many tragedy things. So, and that's what I wanted to do. I want to give back to my community. We sponsor all kinds of teams and things like that. We're a part of the Miracle League, and so that's one of the things. I just don't believe that we should just be bug people.
Yeah, definitely.
If we've been blessed with these customers, we need to give back, and that's the biggest thing with Prey and Nanette Pest Control is we're 100% community oriented, as well as our women in pest control. I don't know if Bobby told you, we have a program called the Evelina Empower Her Fund, and what that does is people donate to that, and we're able to. Matter of fact, we just had one of the girls. We paid for her to take her ACE exam here.
Awesome.
She's taking it today. So, that's some of the things that does, and we send, to charities and stuff. So it is, it's all about my heart. It's all about giving back.
That's awesome. It's such an incredible industry.
It is.
Like I said, I can't talk. I knew nothing about the pest control industry before I became part of it.
Right.
And it's wonderful because, like I've told everyone today, you truly are the heroes of the community. I mean, and no one realizes it because no one knows the stories and what you all do.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing.
And until you actually stop and think about actually what we do, because when you first get into it, you're just a bug killer.
Yeah.
But then when you delve into it and you learn more about it, we're actually making people's babies safe. Because roaches cause asthma, allergies, breathing problems, and we're there to make their living environment healthy. And so, and it means it brings more meaning to the positions. If you stop and think about it, it's not just a paycheck. We're actually doing a community service to our world. So,
yeah, definitely. That's awesome. I want to thank you so much for coming on. It's been great to meet you.
Thank you.
And also, I will, like I've been telling everyone, I will definitely contact you because I would love to do a full podcast.
Sure.
And really sit down and talk to you more about what you do. And I mean, I'm sure there's so much you could tell me.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All
Appreciate it.
Hey guys, it's me back again here at Pestworld. I have Reed Ipser with me. Reed, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the termite training director, staff entomologist for Massey Services. Been in the industry for 25 years. Been Massey for 3 years. And I do all things termite.
Awesome. So I actually met you a little earlier this week.
Right.
So guys, just real quick, we announced a new product here at Pestworld. It's called Pool Proof. It helps treat your pools. I don't know all of the specifics because I am just a podcaster / media guy, so I'm not a scientist. I went over to him because he knows a little bit more about it than I do. So
I do. Yeah, so borates will harmonize the pool. And the way the new formula for Pool Proof that Carson developed, it's perfect for harmonizing pools, right? It's a powder form right now. Goes in the water, you brush it in, let it just agitate, let it circulate. You can get it. Its result will show within 30 minutes if you actively circulate it. But you can just throw it in the pool, let it sit overnight, and by the next morning, it'll be all circulated through the pool. It harmonizes the pool, keeps the chlorine level stable. You don't have to actually have more chlorine, less maintenance. Good to the touch and the skin. Florida's got more pools than any other state.
Yeah.
And I tell you, being in a pool, coming out of a pool, Poolproof, you feel different.
Yeah. So we went to his house on it was Saturday, correct?
Saturday.
Yeah, and we treated his pool. We did some video of some other pools in the area. And so what do you think after, do you have any thoughts about it after you've used it in your pool?
I do. I mean, they say it makes the water more clearer. I call it more crisp. Okay? So within the immediate moment, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you can see a difference. But at nighttime, with the pool light on, and if the pool is still circulating, you can see a crispness within the waves. I mean, it is detectable for sure. And it makes, and I like having my pool light on at night. It makes it even better.
That's awesome. So, is there anything else that you would like to talk about? Because, like I said, I met you just, Saturday. We didn't really get a chance to sit down to talk, so I really don't know much about your career. Is there anything you would like to let people know?
Been in the industry 25 years. Did product development for many years, and I've been a partner with Nisus as a former employee and as now as a good partner with Nisus Corporation. And we could say that Nisus makes a lot of great products. We have a very good relationship. What's good about everything about Nisus, it's made in-house in Rockford, Tennessee. So the supply chain is very stable. And we're looking at this product to use particularly as a segue for maybe future services that we could do for our current customer base, our future customer base.
That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Guys, there's so much noise here. I mean, it's palpable. I mean, you'd have to be here to experience it. I think they were saying this is the biggest Pestworld that they have put on.
I believe it is in terms of attendance. Yes, because of international groups too.
Yeah.
So we hosted an international group at our facility from Italy, and there's more than just from that country. Germany, France, Spain, Portugal. So yeah, as an international, it's almost like an international conference now, being housed always in the United States.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've met some really cool people this year. I've had the opportunity to walk around and talk to some people. But yeah, Pestworld's awesome. This is my second one.
Okay.
And my first time doing a podcast here. So, this is going to be kind of a learning experience.
It always is.
Yeah. But I think it sounds pretty good. I got the headphones on. I think we can hear it.
No, the evolution of for example, I'll take Nisus as example, right? Your booth is expanded, right? You're growing, and you show it, and you show the fact that you put money back into the industry.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right. And this is what good manufacturers and partners do for the industry is they put money back, and you can see it here today.
Yeah, that's one thing that I love about this industry is even though there's competitors, all the competitors still are friendly with each other. There's no real hate in the industry.
No, bottom line is that there's enough business for everybody.
Yeah.
And the really ones that have good character, there's no fighting at all, right? So, and you see that amongst all different manufacturers and vendors, right?
Yeah.
There's good partnerships because we know that everybody can have a piece of the pie and have enough of it to where they can go home and take care of their families.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome, Reed. Well,
all right, Jason. Appreciate
you inviting me. Great to have you on here.
Yes, sir.
And I will be talking soon, definitely.
Okay, very good.
Thanks a lot.
All right, you're welcome.
Hey, once again, we're back here at Pestworld. We have Heather Alonso. Heather, tell me a little about your company and what you do.
Okay, so I I work for Target Specialty Products, which is a distributor of pesticide products for landscape folks, for pest control companies, resellers, that type of thing. And we're all over the U.S. I am in charge of like the training department. So we've got a whole department of folks that go out and do CEUs and teach. And then we've also got a regulatory team that works with me and a customer service team that works with me as well.
Awesome. So I've heard a lot about Target. I have not had the opportunity to meet anyone from Target, so it's nice to meet you.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah. So I do a lot of like this, graphics and photography and videography and all that. So you distribute our products, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if you want to go into a little more about how that works. I don't know exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically, for a pest control company to go directly to every manufacturer, like, this would be a tough situation, right? So, for the history of time, they've all been coming to their distributor of choice, who basically is going to be able to get them all the different products from all the top manufacturers out there. So, we have a relationship with Nisus on multiple levels, right? Obviously, at the local level, which is what's really important to us at Target. We have lots of branches that are in local communities, and so we try to work very closely with our local Nisus reps and other manufacturer reps to make sure that the customers in that area understand the product catalog, what kind of pest pressure there is, how to use the products effectively, that kind of thing. But then we also, on a large scale, as far as how we're purchasing your products, how we're warehousing those products, what parts of the country we need to make sure that we have stock of those things. So there's a lot that goes into that element of it, but we do typically work with you guys as like through the distribution channel on a high level, and then also very much so in those local markets as well.
Awesome, that's awesome. So I had no idea how things work.
Listen,
being in marketing, I don't really get to see the day to day of the, how things get done and manufacturing and everything. So
So I mean, we would like on a national level have conversations about pricing and product amounts and minimum orders and things like that based on forecasting from years past and that type of thing. So then our target reps, local target reps, have the relationship, like that human contact with the pest control operator. So they may partner with a Nisus rep to go in to talk about how a product may help them or needs to be added to their approved product list, problem accounts, that type of thing. Typically you're going to see an on the ground, in the field target rep working very closely with a manufacturer rep to support that pest control operator.
Awesome, that's really great.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on and just sharing a little bit about what you do. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great. It's nice to meet you.
Awesome, nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, I'm back again here. This is I think the 5th interview today. So I got my boy Alex here. How's it been going, man?
It's been going great, man. It's phenomenal to be here at Pestworld. Loving the people, loving the energy, and I'm fueled.
Yeah, awesome. So you've had some big changes since the last time we spoke, right?
Yes, I have. I've recently launched a new brand, Local Service Legends, the Ride Along series, where I film behind-the-scenes legendary pest control companies. And we've already filmed 8 episodes. 4 of those have been launched, and we got over 30,000 views with the videos within 2 months. So it's been a very compressed 2 months.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that is awesome. I mean, it seems like you're just like growing like exponentially. Yeah,
it just kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't even want to originally do the idea. I liked everything about it except for me being the person filming, because I didn't think I could pull it off. And I feel like I kind of tricked myself into it. And by the time I started filming, I'm like, oh wow, I'm actually doing this.
Yeah, for sure. So what are you using to film with?
So I've been using my phone, and which is the Android Galaxy, and I've been using the DJI Osmo Pocket 3.
Awesome.
So that's been working. I have a gimbal as well that allows me to be able to have smooth transitions with the filming, and it's been working well because it's real raw. I'm right in the field with that pest control operator owner, And then also I have a little dashboard mount for when I'm in the truck with them, because I like to get some interview moments when I'm in the truck with them as well. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Very simple setup, and some mics.
So this kind of gives you like a behind the scenes, but whenever I'm filming out on the convention floors and stuff, I use the GoPro. And this thing is, I mean, this little setup right here is a workhorse. I mean, it looks like not much, but it does a lot. So I have a little external mic. I use the Rode mic, and it's almost the same thing as the Osmo, but yeah.
Yep. The DJI mic Mini is very similar. I think those are a little bit better on the quality, but yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So you were testing me, teasing me with some stuff you have coming up. Do you want to let them know about your little adventure in Hawaii?
Yeah, so right now we filmed 3 episodes in Hawaii on 3 different islands. So there's some fun, exciting things that's happening behind the scenes. And there's some interesting stuff that we found in some of the bait boxes. So one of the things I've been doing since I've been at Pestworld is challenging the pest professionals to see if they could guess what is in the bait box in Hawaii, which obviously is very different from the mainland.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there could be like, I don't know, like a cockatoo in there or something, you know?
Yeah, I've been getting all types of answers. Bats, squirrels, mongoose, you name it. Somebody even said a raccoon. It's just like...
Man, I'm trying to think of like some of the lore from the Hawaiian Islands. I know there's these... I can't remember what they're called. They were on the movie Moana.
Yeah.
They're like the little guys that wear the masks.
Oh, yeah.
Polynesian lore.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called, but one of those could be in the box.
Exactly. You never know.
Yeah.
You got to watch the episodes. Episode 4 just dropped this past Saturday, and it reveals what is in the bait boxes. And there's multiple bait boxes where there's stuff in it.
That's awesome, man. So, what else has been going on?
So that's been the biggest thing, creating a vision for what I'm trying to do with Local Service Legends. I think my vision is to create something that makes it even more cool to the younger generation in an entertaining and educating way to bring more people into the industry. So that's the idea behind it. So hence, seeing the hats, trying to figure out cool ways to design the hats, but also creating fun, unique, and educating content that not only a family would enjoy, but the teenagers may get into, because the goal is I want to take it to the point where we can go into vocational schools, get in front of those communities and let them know about the cool opportunity in the pest control industry.
That's awesome. I never thought about the vocational school aspect. Whenever I was coming up in high school, we had the opportunity to do graphic design vocation. Of course, me being an artist, I was like, yeah, I will do that, and thus became my career. So I'm sitting here today because I started out the vocation path in high school. But that was way back in the day. I mean, we had to take film. We had to take film, develop the film, put it on plates, develop the plates, and put them in on printing presses. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah.
No, I'm on the same page with me. Like, I didn't know anything about pest control or anything in the home services, when I was in college or high school. I didn't know anybody that was in the industry, and it wasn't until the recent years that I got exposed, and I feel like I got opened up to this new world of possibilities. And it merged with things that I was fascinated with, the animal behavior, understanding patterns. I've always thought that was fun and cool, but I never saw that connected to anything that I could do in terms of career-wise. So when I got exposed to this industry, it was like, oh man, you actually can do this, and this can be a part of the career. So no, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving the conversations. I'm also loving the stories that I'm getting from people talking about their work and some of the craziest stories they have behind the scenes. So
do you have one of those stories on hand that you would like to share?
Yeah, I actually met a guy today that it was hilarious. He told me a story about one of his technicians that, and this was here down in Florida, he was under a crawl space, and he was with his partner, and he just heard a loud scream, a loud ah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this guy is the guy that doesn't normally scream. He doesn't make loud noises. Well, there was a little alligator in the crawl space with him.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
he tries to escape the crawl space, but the studs, the wall beams or the studs, he was hitting his head as he was trying to get out, and he hit his head on a couple of them. So when he got out of the crawl space, he had a little bit of blood, and then right after him, the alligator shot out too, because I think the alligator was freaked out as well. So yeah, that was just one random story today. But yeah.
Gosh, man, I don't know about hanging out with the alligator in the crawl space. That's definitely not for me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was like, that's quite a surprise. I mean, I do want to film some exciting stuff, but I hope that I'm not in a crawl space when there's an alligator in the crawl space with me.
Yeah, definitely. That would not be fun, man. Definitely not. Awesome, man. Well, hey, man, thanks a lot for stopping by.
Yep.
And I'm so excited to see what you do in the future, man. You like, the sky's the limit, man.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Yeah.